So when you get in the morning, you take this screen here on the right, and you scroll down and you find where it says 10:04 and 29 seconds is usually what it says in that time frame. Could be 10:05 sometimes. Come over to the left side and you type in LU01. Left click it. Come back over to this screen, and right where it says segment 1, left click it again, and it puts the show open. Now after that show open, when it comes up on this side, you're going to put end of cluster by simply left clicking end of cluster and clicking right below show open. And then once the end of cluster is on there, the show open, that's when Matt and I are going to start talking on the phone pot.
You're not going to have this song, the CC segment 1?
There's no song there because it's the beginning of the show. It's just show open.
Okay.
That will change as segment 2 and segment 3 comes on, but you can record that part too.
Okay.
Yo! Because it's going to pick up right where you stopped the other one.
Okay.
All right. All right, you recording?
Yes.
All right. So we just got done loading the show open. So then what you do is you scroll down here and you look for the next time we're going to talk. It'll always say segment 2, CC segment 2. Now what you do there is you go back over to the left side and it would still say LU01. Just click before it, backspace, backspace. Then you find your cheat sheet with all the IDs on it, and you just pick any one you want. They're all they're all suitable for air. So I'm gonna do like LU12. Take that again, left click, come over to the left side at segment 2, left click right on segment 2. Then after the ID, come back to the left side, backspace, backspace, and this is where we're gonna put a rejoiner. A song, that's right, and that's what these are here. And then I'm going to do LU50 because it's an upbeat song and we're in New Hampshire. So again, a left click, come back over to the right side, and right where it says segment 2, right below the ID, click. And now you'll see on the screen it says CC ID rejoiner. And then once we are on the left side, when it actually does come up and you'll see it, right under the rejoiner, it says segment 2. That's where you're going to put your end of cluster, and that's where Matt and I are going to be talking. That's the break.
Okay.
And you're going to do that throughout the whole show. Every time you see right there, there's segment 3. We're going to repeat the same process where you put an ID and then a rejoiner. So backspace, because it's easier to hit backspace, because all of our stuff is in LU. That's for Carey and Coffey folders. So then you're going to do an ID. So I'm going to do LU18. And you could pick random on all those. It doesn't matter which one you use. Just try not to use them again and again and again, the same one. And then we go back here. All the ones that are dark bold are the newer songs, so we try to play them as much as possible. I'm doing LU60 Keith Urban. Again, left click, come back over where it says segment 3, drop it in.
And then in the next hour you go through all that again.
You do. There's only 2 other times where you put an end of cluster where it's not within there, and I'll show you, and we could do it. We'll record it when we get to there at the top of the hour news. It'll happen at 9:50, 9:50, and 10:50, 9:50. It's the only time.
All right, go ahead.
All right, it is 10 to 10. This is usually the best time to do this because if there's any issues, you can figure it out. When you come in, you take WD1, that's the pot that runs this here. You turn it up. That's just what's coming through the board. It's not on yet.
They work.
So then you put your left arrow on the board on, and you repeatedly click until you see a yellow light. It takes a while. Sometimes you got to do it 40 or 50 times, sometimes only once. You keep on clicking. So you have clicked it close to 30 times and it hasn't come on yet. There it goes. Okay? Now at that point, anything that you run through any of these pots here is going to go over the air. Right now, this board is live. Before that was all automated. And to just triple check, there you go.
But you have to have that first pot up.
You have to have WD1 at 10.
That way it won't screw up anything on the air.
Yep, that now it's playing everything that's in here, but you're in control of it now. Before, it was all automated through what was uploaded before.
Okay.
And then you sit here and wait. All right, so we're about. All right.
All right, go.
All right, we're about 5 minutes before we go on the air. And right now, what you'll see on the screen is usually WSJ. It's this one here. WSJG. That's the last thing that they're going to play. That's part of Wall Street Journal. That's what they're playing before we go on the air. So what you're going to do at that point is once this commercial stops playing, the Hollyville Fire Department, you're going to grab the top hour ID, and then you're going to left click it and put it up into cart 2. Then you're going to get an end of cluster and put it right below that spot there, the G, right in the stop set, and click it. And that stops that, so you can play the ID, and then the next clip you'll see what we do at that break.
With the news.
Yep, with the news.
But you have to time that one just right.
Yes, that's at 9:59 and 51 seconds. Right here is when you hit play, but make sure pot 2 is turned up.
Okay.
All right, now what we're going to do now is to clean up some space and make sure we can see what we're supposed to see. Down the bottom here, you're going to go to delete. Click the garbage bin with the left. And to get rid of some of the stuff that we just do not need on the screen, you delete local stop set, NBC News, another stop set. And then you go back down to get rid of the delete button. You click delete again. This is where we want to put our first end of cluster, and this is where Matt and I actually come on the air. Left click the end of cluster, come over right where it says segment 1, right under the show open, left click. That will ensure that Matt and I go on the air. That's where you're going to, after the news, which you're going to record in a minute, you're going to see that whole production in about 30 seconds. You will see how that all runs once the show open starts. I will show you. Because now we have 20 seconds, as you see up here, where we have to hit the top of the hour ID and go to the long form news, which is NBC over here. All right. You can always listen with your ears too. Pot 2 goes up. That's it, and we do nothing right now. Right.
Okay.
All right, so the news just started. You can see pot 1 is down. Right now what you want to do, with it still down, is come over here, left click on the top, and then left click to on air. And that just stops everything. Right now the NBC News is playing. You can turn this pot back up again, pot 1, which that's everything for all the commercials and the weather bed. And right now, just so nothing happens, you can always put pot 2 back down if you want to, or you leave it up. It doesn't really matter. Right now, the next thing you are looking for is this clock up here to say 10:03 and 59 seconds, and you also want to listen at the same time. Once that happens, you are going to get it out of manual into automatic by just simply left-clicking manual. If I did that right now, the weather bed would play with Gary Lawsor. And then you'll start recording in 3 minutes, and we'll watch that whole production.
Okay, we're recording.
All right, so in 29 seconds, we're going to go to what is now our stuff. We're going to be going through here and turning news down. So what you're looking for here is 10:03 and 59, and I'll turn it up so you can hear it.
Targeted leads for your business.
You listen and then you do everything at the same time. You listen and look. Because the next thing I'm going to be clicking is the manual button, and that takes us back to the stack. But at the same time, you got to turn the news pot down. Watch. Ready?
601-7780. Now from 800 AM WLAD, Greater Danbury's most
As long as you gotta have pot 1 or
Pot 1 is up. Yep, absolutely. Now, because there's a end of cluster past show open, once that show open is done, Matt and I are going to talk for a good 20 minutes, and you don't have to do anything. You just sit here and just listen. But when we're live on the air next Saturday and Sunday, this is what you're going to be doing. Typically, it's microphone and AM production. For Saturday and Sunday, completely different. You're going to do this. This phone over here is going to have an arrow, because we're going to already be talking to you. It's going to look like that with a little arrow on top. And then you're going to come over here, on, and up.
Regular guy style.
The Carey and Coffey.
You can even do that right now. You might hear us talking in the background. If you hear us, pull it back down really quick, and we're going to be listening at the show open at the same time.
He just came right around. We were going into the 3-3 and
So right now, all the mics are off. Everything is off. The only thing that's playing right now is what's right here.
we got all that. technology, and but he was hemming around on the brakes and jerking the car around.
And again,
the thing just spun out.
listening is very important when you're doing this stuff. Right now, when we're live in New Hampshire,
And CareyandCoffey.com. And now, the hosts of
it's
the
telling us,
Carey
here we
and
go.
Coffey
So
Show,
you would do this.
Matt Carey and Jay Coffey.
All right? And at the same time, ride this pot. If you hear us start talking, like right now, I'm going to do it right now. Ready? Watch. Me too. I heard a rumor Darryl Waltrip got in too. I don't know how that happened. Do that. I'm used to my even 12. A lot.
Okay.
All right, so we just went to our first break, and all we did there is at the very top of the screen, I just hit this button here. It was in manual, and I just left-clicked it once, and it brought it back to automatic, and I turned down all the pots. You would just leave everything. You don't have to do anything, because Matt and I will be controlling it. If you hear us talking over there, just turn pot one, the phone pot down. All right, but this is what you're going to be doing every break, because they won't let you do it any other way. Wherever you see the rejoiner, because you did that this morning, when you put the ID and rejoiner back in, click left click end of cluster and just put it right there where it says segment 2, and that's it. That's all you have to do, and that's how you do a break. It's
And once it goes back to the rejoiner, after the rejoiner plays, then you click that off automatic back on the manual.
yep. You left click top and then left click what's on the air. Go click click
Bring
and
it
it's
all
done.
back to manual.
And it brings it
And
all
you're
back to
back on the
manual.
air.
Yep. The summer wind. Yes, get it on your mobile device. And there's a whole bunch of ways. You got your tune-in radios. Tune-in radio. You go to the App Store. I think yours is called the App Market, right? The Android Market. Well, you go in there and you type in Tune-in Radio. And then you do a search for WLAD. And then you pull it up, and there we is. How many websites by now? No, we're on more than that, aren't we? Right. One, WLAD.com. We're on GoPRN.com. Did you say that one? Okay. Other guy's website. That's. Oh, that guy. Yeah. Oh, sweet. So let's delay the first race in the chase and make it a Monday night primetime event. Put it up against the Steelers Bengals. That'll work. Steelers Bengals. That's a junk fest game right there. It's not like Sunday night game. 49ers Seahawks. Hoo. They're going to combine for like 900 yards passing and like 700 yards rushing. Yeah. It's one of the best games of the year. I hate when they're this early. Packers, 49ers, last Sunday. That's too much for the first week. And vision-wise, a live read. Take 1. Oh. Waka. Got a question. If you're into like fetish. The G gaps or J gap? Is it G or J? J. Okay.
You clicked it back to automatic.
Right, we're in automatic right now. Ouch! My finger on the microphone. Yes.
Indoor racetracks. On-track karting, 100 Silver Mine Road in Brookfield got drive. And joining us now on the Carey and Coffey Show for his weekly segment is a columnist for the website Front Stretch.
Do I have time to say Jerry Gaffins is next?
One parts failure, and the
Yeah.
other one was cheating. Yeah, cheating. And then the other one was 12-4-A. So
You could be on NASCAR triple probation and be okay.
All right, start recording.
no, it doesn't.
Bye. The big boss. The Twitterverse? They still call it the Twitterverse? All right, everything timed out perfect.
So at 10:59,
Yep.
51,
Yep.
you click the top of the hour ID,
Pull pot 3 down.
pull pot 3 down,
News goes up.
and it's done.
That's it.
Okay.
But it's something, it's very simple
Recording.
and it's something that is fun to do. This right here, where it says external 2, that's everything that goes out over the air. So if you're ever concerned if it's not going out right, confused, do external 2. But if you ever want to hear what's in your headphones, just hit external 1. That's what's headphones only. It's always going out over the air, but it's a clear, crisper quality in your headphones.
Okay.
That's headphones, and that's what's going out over the air. That's it.